coming at you live from the gas station parking lot. It's This Week in Mario Kart. This week in Mario Kart. I was a lot more active this week than I was last week, and not to toot my own horn or anything, but it shows. From spamming time trials on my worst tracks to chaining events in Tier 2, I think I'm starting to show some improvement for a change. Let's start things off with one of my worst tracks. I spent an entire evening trying to learn the track. I thought the sand hop would be a lot more of a roadblock for me, but it turns out I can get it just about 80% of the time. Now, where most of my runs die is the wall glitch, which is annoying because back in the day, I used to be able to hit it relatively consistently, even if it was a bit more of a cheesy way of doing it. Unfortunately, if my runs didn't die at the wall glitch, they would die immediately after in the shortcut. I'm not sure if my entry to the shortcut is to blame, but I feel like I just barely don't have enough shroom boost to make it out of the cut. After all is said and done, I've come to realize that I actually enjoy this track, funnily enough. Like, a lot. It's super fun to race once you start getting used to it. DS Delfino Square. God, I love this track. But being fast enough to make a good drawbridge cycle on lap 2 is damn near impossible. That being said, I'm not entirely sure how I subbed my previous time by half a second. I feel like maybe I'm becoming a normal player. For real though, I still have a lot of work to do on this track before I can call myself competent at it. I'd really love to sub 207 at some point, but I think I'll need to change up my lines a bit to make that work. As for this run, I know I'm losing time on the section between the first and second item set and my drawbridge landings. Since I first got into the game back in 2008, DK Summit has been a terrifying track to drive. I feel like the entire track is designed to be a time loss. But because it's a track that I'm not good at, I practice a double cut to the point where I think I can get it in an event if it's necessary. I practiced until I improved my time by over a second. I'm very aware that I'm losing loads of time on the moguls. I feel like once I understand the moguls and the double cut more, a 154 should definitely be doable. But for now, I'm just happy to be more comfortable doing the double cut in the first place. Now, if I went and combed over every time trial PB I got this week, the video would be like 30 minutes, so I'll give a brief rundown on the notable rest. I got a small PB on Wario's Gold Mine by about 1/10 of a second. Getting my time down on this one is really hard for some reason. I also decided to start working on my Coconut Mall, improving my time by half a second quite easily. If it weren't for the car cycles, I could probably sub 202 without much trouble. On Waluigi Stadium, I got an improvement by half a sec. Just kidding, that time sucks. Here's a 156 instead. TLDR, my run is super unoptimized. I also got a small improvement of 0.1 seconds on Bowser's Castle Wii, nearly subbing 227. Time losses here are as expected, the ramp heading into Spiral, and the mountains at the end of the lap. Lastly, I did some work on Grumble Volcano no shortcut, barely subbing 2 minutes. I mainly practice this for the times that I get a shroom after cut and lounge. Finally, that should be all the time trials for this week. Once I improve on my times, the fewer PBs I'll end up getting. But when that time eventually comes, I'll take more of an analytical approach to my runs, so I can give you guys a little bit more to watch. In other news, I played 6 events in the last 2 days, and now I'm on a... Sadly, I only recorded one of them, and it wasn't even any of the good ones. At least I made it to 1000 LR though. I mean, that's a good thing. I'm getting to the point where I feel a lot less nervous than I used to when playing. So I was able to focus a lot more on my lines and item usage. I can proudly say that I don't anchor every single event I play now. If all goes well, I'll even have some good events to show you guys on the channel in the near future. As for now, that's all I got. Thanks for making it this far into the video. If you liked it, please leave a comment or maybe even consider subscribing. It helps me out a ton. If you want to share your progress, feel free to let me know what your times are in the comments section below. Also, I have a cool new community growing on Discord. All you have to do is click the show more button on the description and check out my super awesome info that I leave in literally every video. Alright, that's it. Go ahead and click a different video. If you really want to, click one of the videos that I'm showing you right now. I think that'd be pretty awesome. I think they're probably one of the better videos that you might see in the suggested feed. Oh, Troy's probably there too, isn't he? Yeah, he just pretty much does like knockout events and stuff, right?